In the early days of New England, before the sun was up, the fishermen had put out to sea. In the homes of the coastal villages, the daily routine began early. Isaac Phipps, the eldest son of this household, is going to the village well for water. Mrs. Phipps, his mother, is cooking a breakfast of cornbread for her family. But breakfast will not be served until chores are finished. Mercy and Patience make the beds and push the trundle bed out of the way. Giles Phipps' home has no stoves. Wood cut from the forests of New England is fuel for the fire, which provides heat and light and is used for cooking. Each member of the family does a share of the work. Mercy helps her mother cook, and Patience always sets the table. Isaac is returning with fresh water. Little Samuel is the last to get dressed. And now, breakfast is ready. Giles Phipps begins the meal with a prayer to thank God for this meal and to ask protection in days to come. The Puritan settlers in New England were serious in their religion. In England, their way of worship was not liked by the king. That was why many of them traveled for more than 3 months across the ocean in small ships to be free to worship God in the way they believed was right. After breakfast, Isaac leaves for school. He is old enough to be taught Latin and Greek with the other boys of 9 or older. Father will walk part of the way with Isaac. He is going hunting. Tomorrow will be Sunday, and a wild turkey will be especially good to eat. At the village well, Giles Phipps and Isaac separate. Giles can begin hunting right away because the deep woods are so near. In Puritan settlements, the forest was close to the houses. As land was cleared to plant crops and to build more houses, the forest was pushed farther back. At home, Patience will study her lessons from a horn book. Everyone in the New England village learned to do simple arithmetic and to read the horn book. The lessons were placed on a transparent piece of horn, so handling would not damage the paper. Meanwhile, the family work must be done. Mercy and her mother carry the family washing to a brook. Tomorrow is Sunday. The whole family will wear clean clothes to go to church. Clothes scrubbed on a stone with homemade soap. Later, when school is out, Isaac goes to the seashore to dig clams. Clams were easy to find and were a dependable source of food when game and wild berries were scarce. From the earliest times, the sea furnished much of the food of the New England settlers. The fishermen are still far out at sea. Isaac is alone on the beach. The Puritan strict religious views discouraged play and idleness. But Isaac does like to skip stones across the water. Later in the day, Isaac is busy picking some fresh corn. The Puritans learned to grow corn from the Indians. This was not the yellow corn we know today. It was spotted red, blue, and black, and was not as tasty. The women of the family are making soap. Wood ashes are boiled in water to make a mixture called lye. Then melted animal fat is added. When this cools, Mrs. Phipps will have a kettle of soap. Isaac brings the corn he has picked, and Mrs. Phipps takes some to cook for the evening meal. The rest Isaac will hang up to dry. Now Father is back from the hunt. He has shot a wild turkey. With him is Manopo, a friendly Indian who has often helped the family. They welcome Manopo as a friend, and Mother shows him the ears of corn because it was he who taught them how to plant it. Manopo has brought them a present, some seeds for a different kind of corn. It looks like ordinary corn, but the kernels are smaller. Manopo will show the children what to do with this corn. An iron pan on the fire. Put the corn in the pan. The children think this is a strange way to cook corn. Nothing's happened. But wait. Look, the yellow corn is turned white and fluffy. Try it, Manopo urges. It is good to eat. Young Samuel has never tasted anything so good. Manopo gives Giles some more popcorn kernels to plant next spring. Now it is nearing evening, and Manopo must return to his home. Nighttime, but not the end of family chores. Mother is making candles. She dips cords in melted tallow, then removes them to cool. She must do this many times before the candles are finished. Candles in the fire give the only light at night. Mercy is carding and spinning wool that her mother will weave into cloth. After wool is taken from the sheep, it is washed. Then it is carded with combs to remove small sticks and to make it fluffy. Mercy spins the carded wool into woolen thread. She uses one of the family's few machines, a wooden spinning wheel. Patience is as busy as her sister. She is learning to weave on a small loom. When she is older, she will be able to make many of her own clothes. The early settlers also made clothing out of animal skins, and Isaac is learning from his father how to do this. As they work, they are interrupted by a knock on the door. Visitors after dark are not common and may mean trouble. They are relieved to hear a neighbor's voice. It is one of the fishermen back from a long day at sea. The fisherman's luck has been good, and their neighbor is happy to share his good fortune with them. Mrs. Phipps will salt the fish to preserve it for a later meal. Tomorrow the family will eat turkey. A sense of duty and a deep faith, neighborliness, helpfulness, work. They were all a part of life in the early coastal colonies. They are qualities that we respect today, qualities of life in early New England.